everybody, Crystal Beaudry here with Crystal's Clean Kitchen, where we help make clean eating a lifestyle. So I personally love Chinese food, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot of Chinese food out there that is a healthier option, like grain-free and sugar-free and all the frees. So I don't get to eat it very often. But I found a recipe that is so amazing. I thought I would share it with you guys today. It is from a blog called I Heart Umami. And seriously, you got to check out this blog. It's so amazing. All of her stuff, I just want to make all of it. It's so good. So this recipe is called black pepper chicken. And seriously, it's delicious. It has tons of fresh veggies in it. And the sauce that goes over it is just divine. You guys, you're not going to miss Chinese food with this recipe. So check it out. Okay, so here is all of our ingredients that we're going to be using. Now I'm grabbing a package of chicken. Of course, I get my chicken from Costco because it's organic and it's perfect. So a package of chicken, and then for the oil that we're using, we're going to be using some avocado oil. Now, if you don't know a lot about avocado oil, it will allow it to go to a really high temperature without damaging the oil. So that's why we're using that. Now for our vegetables, we are going to be using some onion, some celery, and any color of peppers that you would like. And you know, for the amounts, I'll be sharing all the amounts later. But with the vegetables, you can really add kind of however much you like because, I mean, if you like vegetables, add more. If you don't, add less, whatever, it's fine. And then for our spices, we are going to be doing some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. And if you would like to add any other spices, that's up to you. I know in her original recipe, she has a couple of different types of pepper, which I don't want to go buy those. So that's why I just use regular black pepper. For our sauce, we are going to use some coconut aminos. And now if you don't know what coconut aminos are, it's basically a little healthier version of soy sauce. But they taste delicious. I know at first when I tried it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that, but I love it. We are gonna need some baking soda. And then for a sweetener, now it's up to you, the choice is up to you. You could use some fruit jam. Now, all of my jelly that I get is completely sugar-free. They just sweeten it with juice. I get this stuff from Thrive. It tastes delicious. Or else you could use some pitted dates, and you could also use aluos. So the sweetener is up to you. Today I'm going to be using dates just because I felt like it gave it a really good taste. And then to coat our chicken, we are going to be using some tapioca flour. You could also use tapioca starch. You could also use arrowroot powder, but this stuff is the cheapest, which is why I buy it. Okay, well, let's get started. All right, so we are going to start by dicing our chicken into cubes. Hannah wanted to help cut the chicken, but I told her she had to wait until the vegetables at least. Are you excited to make this dish, Hannah?
Yeah.
You are? Do you like eating it?
Yeah.
You do? Oh, good. So once we're done cutting all of this chicken up, we are going to place it in the fridge to marinate for a little bit while we cut everything up. Now, it doesn't need to be for a long time, but since we have to cut up all the other ingredients anyways, it is going to work. Okay, so here is our chicken, all cut up, ready to go. We are going to start with our salt. Now you want about a half of a teaspoon of salt. Here you go, Hannah. All right, just put it in there. You can shake it. Good job. All right, then you want about a half a teaspoon of some garlic. There you go. Okay, shake it all around. Ready? Good job. Okay, and then we want about 1 teaspoon of some baking soda. Now, what baking soda does with chicken is here, you want to stir it? It will make it so that it's not, so that it gets a little bit more crispy. Good job, girl. Hannah is so excited to cook today. Excellent. Okay, I'm just going to help a little bit. Just going to make it all stirred. Okay, back up. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. Careful. Oh, careful. I love coconut aminos.
Wow, sticky.
It is sticky, you're right.
Wow, sticky.
Yes, that's what it is. All right, you want to stir it again?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take this mixture and just put it in the fridge while we cut everything else up. And then we will pull it out after that. Good job, girl. All right, so we are going to be making the sauce now. Of course, I am using the dates. Now my dates are super dried out because I've had them in the cupboard forever, but that's totally okay because I'm just gonna add a little extra water to help them rehydrate. Now you want to add in some chicken stock, but since I don't ever have chicken stock on hand, I'm just gonna add in water. And you know what? It tastes fine. So if you have chicken stock on hand, you can. If not, you can just add some water. And then I am going to be using the pepper, 1 teaspoon of pepper. This is a half. Oh, careful. Okay, good. Good job. All right, next one. You're a good helper. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna add just a touch more water because I need to help my dates there. Okay, should we cook it or should we put it together? Okay. Okay, I also just remembered that you're supposed to add some coconut aminos. So I'm gonna add about 1.5 tablespoons of some coconut aminos to this as well. And then we'll blend it up again. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and then re-blend some of this because my dates were so hard. But this is kind of like what the sauce is gonna look like. And then I'm gonna set it aside until I need it for adding it into the vegetables. All right, so Hannah just decided to take a bite out of the onion while we're cooking. Hannah, did you like it?
No.
No? Was it good? No. Was it icky? You're a goof. Okay, so you want about maybe 3 or 4 stalks of celery. I just am getting the leftover celery that I have, so I just grabbed a bunch of little ones. I'm using about 1 full pepper. I decided to use both different kinds, and 1 full onion. Hannah is just really wanting to help me cut the vegetables. Honey, this knife is just not the greatest. Here, I'll give you this one, but you got to be very careful. Can you handle it?
Yeah.
Now, remember, we don't put our hands underneath it, only on the top. Good. Okay, all right. You did one. Good job.
Another one.
I know, but this is a really sharp knife. Okay, we are going to chop these up quick. Now, you don't want super small pieces. You don't want super big pieces either. Hannah, I guess, is our taste tester. She keeps just eating everything. But it's vegetables, so I guess it's good. Is that pepper yummy? Yeah, the onion was icky? Yeah. I could have told you that. Raw onion is not the best. Okay, can you save some of the vegetables for cooking there, girl? Well, I'm glad you like it. That's good. Back up, please. Okay, so we are going to just keep everything on our board here and then put it all in when we're done. Now, when we are cooking our vegetables, we do not want to cook them for very long because we want them to stay more crispy. You're just loving your vegetables. You like peppers, huh? You want some onion, Hannah? No, why not? So here is all of our veggies chopped up. So I used 1 onion, maybe 3 or 4 stalks of celery. Sometimes I like to do more. This doesn't seem like very enough celery, but oh well. And 1 full onion. Okay, so before our next step, we are going to be heating up the oil. Now, with this oil, we want it incredibly hot. So I'm going to do about 1/4 of a cup. Maybe just a smidge more over there. 1/4 of a cup of oil. And then I'm gonna let it heat up a ton. So while we're doing the next step, this is going to just be over on the stove here. The chicken has been marinating in the fridge for a while. Now I'm going to be taking about a little bit more than 1/4 of a cup of some tapioca flour. And I am just gonna coat the chicken with it. Now, sometimes I'm tempted to use more than this. Sometimes I just want to cake it on here, but you do not want to use too much tapioca flour because it ends up getting kind of chunky. I don't know if that's describing it correctly. Okay, so this is ready to go. Our oil is heating up, and then we are going to be putting these piece by piece into the oil, waiting about 3 or 4 minutes, and then flipping it to the other side. To check to see if this oil is hot enough, she said to take a chopstick, put it in the oil, and if you see it bubble, then it is finished. So now we're going to be taking the chicken and laying them out. Now I was surprised that this recipe didn't need more oil than this because it's almost like we're deep frying it, but with not as much oil. So that was really nice. I mean, avocado oil is kind of expensive, so to not have to use so much of it was really nice. And that's why I can do this recipe more often, because it doesn't cost as much to make. All right, so I like to not put them super close together, but also fit as much in here as I can. I'll probably do 2 handfuls of this. And then I'm gonna put the cover on because of course I don't want anything to splash out. And then in about 3 or 4 minutes, I'll flip it to the other side. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes. I'm just going to flip these over as quick as I can and then shut it again. Oh, I got these ones a little dark. That's all right. Ooh, I think I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit so it's not quite as hot. Okay, let's give it another couple minutes to cook. All right, so I'm gonna just check the sides to make sure the sides are cooked good and have a nice color on them. I did turn down the heat for this so that it's not quite so hot. And then I'm going to pull these out and put the next batch in. I am also putting it on a paper towel just to soak up any grease, but you do not have to because I don't normally do that. Normally I just put it in a whatever serving dish I'm using. And then what I also do too is I take a little thermometer and I just check the internal temperature of the chicken to make sure that it is completely cooked all the way through. That's always important. And you know what? This oil is actually really good the second time, the third time. I've made double batches of this before and the oil did great. It didn't get gross the second time and the third time that I've done this, so that's really good too. Now I wanted to show you guys this chicken. Seriously, I keep eating it actually. So it has a really great crust on it. It tastes heavenly. I just keep nibbling on it this whole time, but it tastes exactly like authentic Chinese food chicken. Actually, I think it tastes better. It's so good. I still have some oil left in here. I'm gonna grab all my vegetables and I'm gonna cook the vegetables in the exact same pan that I used for the chicken. That oil is gonna do a great job. And then I don't want to cook it for too long. So I'm gonna cook it for about a minute, maybe a little bit more than a minute. And then I'm gonna add the chicken and the sauce and cook it for another minute. Now, if you don't want your vegetables super hard, that's fine too. You don't have to. You can cook them longer. But having some crispiness in your vegetables is really good. And then I'm also going to add some salt to this. And if you wanted to add a little bit more seasoning, of course you always could. I'm doing just maybe about a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I have cooked the veggies for a couple of minutes. I'm going to re-add the chicken. Oh, maybe you shouldn't put it on a piece of paper. Maybe that was a bad idea. Okay, and then I'm also going to throw the sauce in there. All right, then stir it all together and let it cook for maybe 1 more minute. Oh, this sauce seriously is so good in this. All right, you guys, here it is. Now, I've actually been snacking on this the whole time because it's so stinking good. Oh, do you guys like my shirt, by the way? My brother gave it to me for my 40th birthday. He's the best. Now, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a like because it will send it to more people. And let's give this a taste test. Well, I should say a taste test for your benefit because I've been eating it this whole time. Oh, the vegetables are cooked perfectly. They're still crispy. You know, one of the times that I made this, I like way overcooked the vegetables. I was like, oh, they're supposed to be more soft. No, you want them crispy, so keep them crispy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for some more great recipes. We'll see you next time. Bye.